Good morning, sir. Just casually waking up with a moose in my camp.
After 8 months living in my car, drifting, and sometimes pushing, I hit a wall, burnout, and now I'm choosing to pivot. I'm entering my dirtbag era. I'm still in my car, yes, but I'm leaving the endless miles behind, trading highway lines for trail markers, seeking out wild spaces, not just to pass through, but to train, heal, and belong. This is about slowing down, living intentionally, letting nature shape my body, spirit, and days. If that speaks to you, I hope you'll come along.
Say about it, the better. Make it up as we go along. Feet on the ground, head in the sky. It's okay, I know nothing's wrong. Nothing. I got plenty of time. You got light in your eyes. Standing here beside me, I love the passing of time. Never for money, always for love. Cover up and say goodnight, say goodnight. Home is where I wanna be, but I guess I'm already there. I come home, she lifted up her wings. I guess that this must be the place. I can tell one from the other. Did I find you or you find me? There was a time before we were born, someone asked, this is where I'll be. Where I'll be. We drift in and out. Singing to my mouth. Out of all those kinds of people, you got a face with a view. I'm just an animal looking for a home.
Good morning and welcome to paradise. Tonight will be the last night that I am allowed to camp in this free Forest Service campsite. So I'm really going to just savor the day and probably spend most of the day today just at camp. I've had a wonderful morning with a great little morning routine that I'm starting to establish and just doing like some self-care, movement, that kind of thing. I do need to get a bit of work done today. I need to get a rough cut of a video at least completed today, if not more. And then I want to get out and go for a little walk up the forest road a little bit further and kind of see what other sites I can scout out in this area. I can't stay at any of those, so I do need to move on after tonight, but yeah, I'm just gonna take it all in while I can because whew, this is perfect. I mean, the weather is absolutely phenomenal. We have blue skies with a little bit of clouds. I have one of the most spectacular views I could ever imagine. It's quiet. I just hear birds chirping and there's a light breeze, and that breeze is just rustling the aspen leaves. Yeah, I mean, there's wildflowers. And I have all of the resources I need here with me. I have solar power and batteries and refrigeration and food and water and shelter. And yeah, it just kind of feels phenomenal.
Speaking of having all of the resources I need, I'd like to thank IceCo for partnering with me on this segment of the video. You may have noticed a pretty obvious change to my car camping setup, and that is the switch from the IceCo 47.5 quart VL45 portable fridge single zone freezer to this bad boy right here. Before we get into the specs of the new refrigerator I have, I first want to tell you a little bit about my history with IceCo. I acquired my last IceCo refrigerator in April of 2022 and have used it consistently since then. Not only has it been a big game changer in my car camping setup, but I've also used it in some of my seasonal housing situations, particularly when I was living in Alaska and food was really expensive. I actually brought it into the converted shipping container I was living in. I plugged it into the AC outlet and used it as a dedicated freezer so that I could buy food items in bulk and save money that way. That refrigerator from 2022 is still working great. From day one with the brand, I knew the SECOP compressor would perform and last. However, I checked out the website, I was seeing some advertising for some of the newer models, and there were some features that I was really excited about and attracted to. So I personally reached out to IceCo because I know it's a brand I can trust, and I asked to collaborate with them on bringing this new refrigerator to my setup. So let's take a look at my new little baby. First of all, let's take a moment to appreciate the sleek all black design. It comes in a really cool silver too, but I particularly wanted the all black because it's even more discreet in my car. You know, all black everything in there. Well, I do really appreciate the aesthetics. I didn't get a whole new refrigerator just for the look of it. However, I do want to point out the aluminum design for durability, weatherproof exterior, and corrosion resistance, because this thing is built to last. You may also notice that it's smaller. This is the 37 quart APL 35 black ultralight dual zone freezer. So even though it's smaller, I still have plenty of usable space inside, and I have a refrigerator and freezer. Well, actually, what's really cool about this is either section can be a refrigerator or a freezer, or they can both be the same. So right now I have the larger side set up as my refrigerator because I need more space there. And the smaller side is my refrigerator. But I can independently adjust the temperatures on these. They can both be freezers, both refrigerators. I could swap sides, and I have access to that remotely using Bluetooth. It's pretty cool. With the SECOP nano compressor, this unit can range from temperatures of 68 Fahrenheit to -4 Fahrenheit. Yes, -4 Fahrenheit. Bringing it all back to my personal needs and experiences, I really am excited about the fact that now I can store frozen foods like meat that as one person I can't eat fast enough before they spoil. And a big one, a really, really big one, is that I can have ice. Like, hello? I'm actually so excited about that. Whether you're looking for a DC compatible refrigerator, a safe way to transport groceries in a hot car, or you're ready to ditch the messiness of ice in a cooler on your car camping adventures, check out IceCo. Be sure to click the link in the description and use code NOMADUnknown to receive 12% off of your order. Thank you, IceCo.
Just after 2 o'clock, I just got my my very rough cut done for the video that I'm working on, and I'm ready to get a bit more movement in, so I think I'm gonna put my trail runners on and go for a hike up this road. There's another campsite not too far from me, just right here. So I'm using that one, and I'm just right there. Look at this beautiful little natural garden. Wow. So, right here, there's site 3B, C, and D back there. The goal here is to go about half mile up, half mile back down. That'll take me to about 3 miles total, obviously. That's site number 4 right there. I think we're quickly approaching 5. I feel like 6 and 7 are probably the primo spots. Like, they have incredible view. So that's that truck I pointed at from down below. And then they can still see all of this gloriousness, but they do have some larger trees for shade here. Beautiful. The sacrifice, of course, that you make at that site is it's 2 spots right next to each other, and mine is just a singular one. Each evening I've had people come by and inquire about whether or not it was 2 sites and whether they could kind of park up there and stuff, and there's really not space for a second rig, especially considering I have the tent set up. So yeah, it's kind of like I've had it to myself. But these are primo campsites. This is a primo area, so it's kind of like one of those things where you have to be willing to sacrifice part of your prime time during the day to come secure a site. You can't just like have a big full day doing all the most awesome things and then roll up here in the evening and expect to find a site. You have to kind of sacrifice a little bit to get it. And certainly, I think showing up on the weekend is probably a no-go. Site number 8. This is kind of where they're at here at 8. Through the trees, actually, you can see the Tetons. 8A is down this road here. I'm sure you can't tell on camera, but it's pretty well rutted. Although my wheelbase could fit here. I don't like how off camber this is, though. And it seems like there's some pretty sketchy stuff over there, too. But the site is actually back in here. There's a bear. I can't tell if it's a black bear or grizzly. It's cinnamon in color. It's a grizzly. All right. It's not interested in me, but I'm turning around and my bear's spread out. Can you see it? Don't worry, my spray is out and ready. Oh my god. I think there's more than one. There's another one right there. and scanning for any others, but I heard it. I heard them give their little snorts because they're digging, and that's another sign they are grizzlies, because grizzlies, they dig. That's a cub. That's a cub. There's Mama. She's the cinnamon color. The cub is brown, or blonde. The cub is blonde.
Hi, it's editing me popping in to explain why it doesn't seem like I'm moving away faster. First of all, these bears were not too bothered by me at what I was currently doing, at the pace I was currently actually slowly backing away. But also, after I had determined that this was a mama, a sow, and likely her yearling, this doesn't look like a brand new baby. I was concerned that there could also be a newer cub around, and maybe I just
Mom.
wasn't seeing it.
See
And I
Mom.
didn't want to be making sudden movements in the direction of another bear that I just hadn't seen yet. So that's why I I am slowly backing away. I'm backing down the hill. I don't want to turn my backs to the bears, but I am putting more space between us.
I can't. Okay, I see that's baby. I want to know where Mom is. I don't want to get in between the two, you know? That's cool. That's cool. I'm just backing away. Once I get further down, I'll feel more comfortable turning and walking normally. But I'm still a little bit too close for comfort on that one. I mean, I'm talking. They might know I'm here. But just don't want to be perceived as a threat to baby. I look like a dirtbag. Wonderful. It was really cool to get to see those bears. I saw a cyclist coming up the hill not too long after I had reholstered my bear spray and just kind of let him know where I had seen the bears, and you know, he could make a decision whether or not he wanted to go up there. But I was surprised that out of the 4 cyclists and 2 other walkers that I saw, I was the only person that was visibly carrying bear spray. So anyway, after this one guy goes up, after I warned him, I saw him when he was coming back down, and he stopped me. He was like, "Thanks for telling me that." He's like, "Yeah, I came around and I saw the cub," which we decided was probably a yearling, sitting in the road. He never saw Mom, but he saw the yearling in the road and was like, "I'm out of here." So I turned around. And I was like, yeah, it's not a situation you necessarily want to put yourself in. However, bears in this area, in the greater Yellowstone ecosystem, which is where we are right now, are kind of known that the sows will raise their cubs closer to roads and closer to areas where people are. There was a famous bear, Sow 399, who raised, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get a little emotional. She raised a ton of cubs off the road in the corridor in the park, and she's quite famous because so many people have pictures of her with her cubs over the years. And unfortunately, last year she was struck by a car and killed. So anyway, that's depressing. Why did I bring that up? I just wanted to honor her. I've seen her before. But yeah, that's kind of like something that they do. Oh, and the reason they do it around people is because the male grizzlies are a threat to their young, and male grizzlies typically want nothing to do with locations where people are. So it kind of like works out that the mamas bring their babies around people to protect them from what's a predator to their babies.
I'm just an animal looking for a home. Share the same space for a minute or two. And you love me till my heart stops. Love me till I'm dead. Eyes that light up, eyes look through you. Cover up the blank spots. Hit me on the head and say,
Buddy boy. Young buck. Let's see if he looks up. There he is. Hi, handsome. Whew. When that young buck popped into my peripheral vision, I just about leapt out of my skin. I've been seeing deer here every night, actually, except last night. But typically at this time of the evening, I'm in the car. I'm not necessarily all closed up in there, but it's almost 9 o'clock, and I've been fully aware that this is grizzly country for my duration of stay. However, today maybe I'm feeling slightly more acutely aware of it, or just just a little jump scare earlier with the grizzly encounter. But I'm having a fire tonight. I'm not in the car yet, and really just savoring my last moments here, because tomorrow I do need to depart. I will have fulfilled my length of stay, and I have to leave. You can only stay 5 days in 28. So, yeah, it's been an absolute dream, though. It's an absolute dream of a campsite. The weather has been spectacular. Amazing hiking. Really good sleep. I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky. Guys can share. I want to thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being here, and special shout out to my channel members. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Take care.